Uh, should I start the recording or you are going to start the recording, teacher?
I already did.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
good
going to set
morning.
up my timer.
Yeah, the timer too, yeah. Okay, good
So,
morning, everybody. Welcome to this mini webinar called Mastering English in the Hybrid Era. We have Santiago Poveda as the presenter. Good morning, Santiago.
good morning. How are you, guys? How are you doing?
Very well. So please start your presentation in this moment. You have 8 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to present my screen. So, mastering English in the hybrid era. So, I have a quote that summarizes all the topic that I want to talk about. True mastery of English arises from the synergy of digital and face-to-face learning, immersive, flexible, and deeply personal. What is a hybrid ecosystem? So, a hybrid ecosystem is when you study with a classroom practice using multimedia to master vocabulary and grammar at your own pace. Then shift to face sessions to refine your fluency and conversational nuances. So, for example, you are studying by your own, I don't know, maybe present perfect, and you are watching videos, you are doing activities online, like in WordWall or elo.org, and then you are going to a class with a teacher face to face to refine your fluency, to check up your vocabulary or your pronunciation or your fluency. Here we have some tips. Digital platforms allow you to master vocabulary and grammar drills at your own pace. At your own pace, it means a su propio paso, o sea, a la forma en la que uno quiera. Just to be clear, this self-paced approach ensures a solid foundation before entering live classrooms. As I said before, if you study by your own at your own pace, you are confident with the topic that you're studying, and then when you go to a face-to-face session, you are more confident to talk with the teacher or your classmates. Physical workshops are essential for live debates, pronunciation practice, and social interaction. Use these sessions to apply the language skills you developed during the digital studies. In previous classes with Miss Delia and Christian, because I had the 6 week partly with Christian, we talked about the differences between teaching English in a virtual mode and teaching English face to face mode. And Christian was a person that agreed with the virtual scenarios, but I prefer face-to-face scenarios and maybe some virtual scenarios because face-to-face helps you to reduce mistakes and to prevent future mistakes while you're speaking. So, maximizing your English learning experience. I want to talk about learning experience because the process of learning a language, in this case English, is like a roller coaster. Maybe you are going up and then you are going down and then you are going up again and then you are going down again. So you have to be prepared for failure, to fail, and you are going to be prepared to success during your topics, because there are topics that are easier for you, or that are more difficult for you. So how here we have some percentages and some numbers about the efficiency of hybrid learning. So 30% faster acquisition of complex grammar rules and advanced vocabulary. 2.5 times increase student speaking time during extensive face-to-face sessions, and 40% higher engagement levels through immersive interactive hybrid platforms. To summarize these kind of things, I want to talk about the input. When you are studying by your own in a virtual session, you are receiving input. And when you are in face-to-face sessions, you are going to develop output because you are producing what you have learned during your study sessions. So we have here three tips. The first one is personalized pacing. Tailor your study schedule to your peak productivity hours, mastering grammar and vocabulary at your own speed. As I said before, if you study by your own, you are the master of your time. You are the master of how you want to learn, of how you want to develop some skills. The second one is resources diversity. On internet, we can find a lot of diversity resources like quizzes, Bamboozle, elo.org, British Council, etc., etc., etc. That helps you to allow to increase or improve your knowledge about the language, in this case, English. Explore vast digital archives, including podcasts, ebooks, and interactive modules anytime to broaden your linguistic exposure. And the third one is immediate feedback. Receive instant correction on pronunciation and syntax through smart digital tools, ensuring you learn correctly from the start. In this case, I prefer to talk about in a face-to-face sessions because when you are making a mistake, and a speaking mistake, your teacher can solve that problem by teaching how to move your tongue, or of how to move your lips, or how to improve your accent or your pronunciation. So, practical implementation strategies. We have here these four strategies. Apply. Use English in real-world university settings like seminars or essays. So, in this case, you have to write. Review, use digital tools to reinforce new vocabulary and grammar. So you have to use like lyrics training to improve your listening, or write and improve by Cambridge to improve your writing. Engage. Participate actively in workshops to practice communicate fluency. You have to be prepared to talk with people who are native with the language. So you can use platforms like italki or Preply or etc. And prepare complete online modules before class to build your foundation. This is like where like a summary, like a conclusion for what I talked. So success in hybrid learning requires self-regulation in hybrid environments. You are the architect on your own focus. Start by creating a dedicated study zone, free from digital distraction to establish a realized workspace. And then by tracking your own metrics, such as word learned per week, turn your turn language study into a qualified skill. Remember, your autonomy is your greatest asset in mastering English. Mastery through integration. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santiago, for the presentation. I found this topic very interesting. Yeah, you got exactly 8 minutes. Good management of time. Good time management, sorry. Uh, so guys, we're going to continue with the Q&A session. We have 5 minutes to exchange question and answer with Santiago. And I start first. Santiago, why did you choose this topic for your mini webinar?
As an English teacher, I have viewed like students prefer to study by their own, like using tools like, I don't know, a stimulator to practice their speaking, or else speak to practice their speaking. They use there are some apps like character.ai to write. stories about some random AI. So, for example, you have a story that begins with a lonely girl was sitting down in the street and was talking about some lack of money. And then you write down the answer, and the AI continues the story, and you develop a coherence and efficiency during your writing. And the face-to-face sessions, as I said before, helps you help you to engage and improve your mistakes at pronunciation or speaking.
Well, that is a good answer, Santiago. Thank you. So let's continue with Vicky. Vicky, your question, please.
Okay, Santiago, thank you for your presentation, for share with our your presentation. My question is, do you think blended learning is more effective than traditional classroom learning? Why or why not?
It depends on the type of learning of students because some students prefer to study by their own, as I said before, or other students prefer to study in a group. So it depends on the quality of the student because some students prefer to be alone studying and investigate by themselves, and some students prefer to be in a group to interact with them because this is a soft skills that we have to develop in the future to integrate in a group, to develop and to improve your our skills. So I think that is it depends on the kind of student and the kind of the teacher that you are going to present or that you are going to be.
Okay, Santiago, thank you.
Okay, let's continue with Christian.
Hi, Santiago. Thanks for your presentation, bro. Okay, one simple question. What do you think if in some future some AI model or agent could replace the face-to-face structure of this hybrid model? Is possible or is not possible?
Well, I think that question is more accurate for you because you are a developer, but I do know about some AI, so I am going to answer that question. So, yeah, in the future, it could be that face-to-face sessions could be more irrelevant to students because the growth of AI is increasing a lot. So, for example, if you use Gemini Live, you can talk to them to say you can talk to them and say like, hey, I want to learn English, I want to learn past perfect, but I have grammar mistakes and I have pronunciation mistakes. Please correct my mistakes and explain me why do I make that mistakes? And the AI correct you and give you the pronunciation like using the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. I don't know if you guys
Okay.
know about this topic.
No, I never heard about.
Yeah, the International Phonetic Alphabet is like the the sound, the written form of the sound of your voice. For example, there is a word called schwa that is used in English like all the time. Or for example, the long vowels or the short vowels. Like for example, sheet like means sabana, or ship that means barco.
Okay, thanks. Very good answer. I just asked because uh, I want to understand if for a student, imagine this. A student is happy to speak with a robot or to speak with a real person. I want to understand that.
Well, it depends on what you want to speak with that person or with that AI or with that robot, because in my opinion, I prefer to talk with both. I prefer to talk with people who I'm confident with talking, and I prefer to talk with the app that I mentioned before, the character.ai, because I want to improve my writing skills. So I start writing, and the AI answer me my reading. So I start improving my informal English because it's the most common way to talk in real life situations.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Jamie, your question, please.
Okay, thank you, Santiago, for your presentation. Was a interesting topic. Well, my question is, what do you think that is the principal benefit for us, like future teachers, to use this hybrid method in our classes?
Well, the principal advantage of using this method is because we can introduce activities offline to students that they can produce it at home or in their free time to improve their English or their language skills. In this case, it could be French, Japanese, German, Italian, etc., etc., etc. So the student learn by your own pace, at their own pace, and then when we get to class, we are going like flipped classroom. We are going to answer questions. We are going to develop some activities to to view or to review that if the student learn the topic or if they lack about the topic.
Okay, thank you, Santiago, for your answers. And thank you, Vicky, Christian, and Jamie, for your question. I'm going to stop. I'm sorry, my feedback. Sorry, I forgot to giving you my feedback. Okay, before I stop recording. Okay, Santiago, again, thank you so much for the presentation. I think that you have done a good job. Uh, as I have said before about Jamie's presentation, your presentation was developed in a very coherent and organized well. You started by presenting an introduction, then you start with the definition. Uh, what I like the most is that you supported your information with clear examples, especially statistics, numbers, data. Then you continue with some tips on suggestion in order to maximize learning experiences and to promote strategies. And also, I could see that you show good expertise with a good knowledge about the topic. That means that you have taken a good time to do some research, to collect information, and present it with your own words, and also to show a good self-confidence by answering properly and clearly your classmates' questions, sorry, your classmates' questions. So now I'm going to stop again.